Sagittarius, born November 22nd to December 21st, what can you expect for the month of January 2020? Let's tune in and find out. Well, I really feel like there's this big heart opening for you, and it could be that your family's just expanded. It could be that you're adding a baby, or that you've just gotten married, or there's one of your kids have gotten married, but there's this expansion in the heart that's happening for you. It could also be that just sometimes when somebody passes, it awakens us to that depth. Like when you crack open, it connects you then to that what's meaningful, what's important, and all the superficial stuff just kind of falls away. So whatever is going on, Sages, your heart is wide open and you're trying to lead with your heart. It's really jumping out of your heart and it's just moving you forward. So it's a really beautiful opening energy in the beginning of January. So let's look at romantic relationships for those of you Sages that are in a romantic relationship. Let's see what's in store for January for you. So, you've got that tender heart, that wide open heart, but there's also a responsibility that you honor it and honor where you're at, and that you don't allow people around you to take advantage of you, right? And not that most people would, but there's always our responsibility for saying what we need. And sometimes in an effort to people please or to make somebody else happy, we're not taking care of ourselves. Let's say your partner wants to go to a movie and you're tired, you're exhausted, and you say, fine, let's go. And then you end up getting in a fight and you're tired and you fall asleep during the movie. And it's just becomes this whole thing because you said yes, instead of saying, no, I really just need to stay home and you can go if you need to, call a friend and go, right? So it's about honoring where we're at and not trying to please somebody else. So, your danger this month lies in not taking care of yourself and trying to please your partner. That's when you're sacrificing yourself. So no self-sacrifice this month. That doesn't help your partner. It doesn't help you. It doesn't build the relationship. So it's about honoring where you are and finding a common ground. Can I rally and go? Well, I can't tonight, but I could rally and go tomorrow because I'm off tomorrow, right? So it's making compromises. It's honoring where you're at, and that's going to grow the relationship, and it's just going to be a lot easier this month to navigate and a lot more fun. So there is a lot of happy energy, and there's still a lot of movement in terms of like busyness, like extended parties and vacations and things that are still happening. So there's still a lot of action happening in your energy. So this is why you need to honor where you're at or what's going on. Okay, now let's look at single Sages. What's in store for you this month? So you're being asked to be curious about people. You're being asked also to have patience with people and just not give them the benefit of the doubt. Not that you're naive or anything like that, but it's like sometimes, we give people too long a leash, right? And especially in the dating world, and especially if you really want to be in a relationship, sometimes we overlook some things. You're being asked not to do that. Like, you don't need to do that. Like, just if it's no, it's no. If you're not feeling the vibe, it's no. It's like you're too valuable to waste your time on making somebody else feel good. So it's really about being polite, but honoring where you're at. So it's the same thing in trying to attract somebody. Just be yourself. Don't go out of your way. Don't overdo, because it's going to end up just messy and sticky. And then you'll reflect back and go, why did I accept a second date? The first one wasn't that good, right? So it's really just trusting your instincts. And if you do that, it'll just open up. You'll feel more relaxed. You'll feel happier. And then you'll be attracting more of the right kind of energy. Because every time you say yes to something that's a no, the universe is like, oh, you're confusing the energy and you're confusing the universe. And it's like, oh, but she said she liked that. She took a second date with that, right? So it's like that. So just be aware of what you're saying yes to. Honor yourself, and that's going to build the romantic connection for you and to be able to attract the right person. So there's good energy this month for it. The end of the month, especially I like the first of the month, and the end of the month I like. There's less kind of like frenetic energy. We have that lunar eclipse in Cancer, January 10th. So there's this big energy. It's a big emotion. There's like some big emotions around it. It can be sudden endings too. So there can be a lot of friction for some people. Those next 2 days, it just seems like there's like a combustional energy. Some of it can be positive, some of it can be good, but it's a lot of energy. So things settle down towards the end of the month. Could even be that you meet him or her at that point in time, but you just can't act on it because of just kind of like the craziness going on in your life or their life. But don't worry about it. There's another new moon in Aquarius, January 24th. And if they're the one, it'll come out in the wash, right? It'll work out. All right, let's look at career for you Sagittarius. Anything about your career this month? Things are lining up, things are coming together. You're going to get some help from some other people that maybe have digital support that you were looking for, internet things, or just overall information about things that you needed to know, education-wise, especially educating yourself in your field, educating yourself in new technology or ways of doing things that are going to increase your productivity in whatever your work is. So I see education and people coming in to help you being educated in your chosen field is a big deal in January to take you to the next level and to up your career and up your money. Let's see anything about your money. So the money is really tied to your heart. So it's really important that you do something that you love. And if you're doing something that you don't love, then you need to be able to be building on the side something that you do love so that you have at least a flow that's feeding you. So let's say you're an actor and you love acting, but it's not paying the bills. So you're driving Uber, right? So while you're driving Uber, love Uber, right? And when you're acting or doing acting classes, so that you're doing things that are feeding you. So you have to drive Uber to pay the bills, then make sure you're in an acting class or something that feeds you. So you get something feeding you towards that career, because it's going to make the difference in you being seen and heard and enjoying life, right? But if you're just somebody who's kind of like out of work, waiting for the phone to ring, and you're driving the car and you're curmudgeony, there's no uplift, right? It's hard to get uplifted with that energy. So by bringing what you love in it, by putting yourself in a situation, whether it's volunteering or whether it's actually paying for an acting class or sweeping the floors in a high school musical, right? That, just so you can be around the energy. If there's a will, there's a way. You just need to be around energy that's uplifting and fun for you, and that's going to carry over in your real life, which gives you a better opportunity of attracting that career for yourself. Okay, so career opportunities, leading from the heart, leading for something that you love, those opportunities are going to show up this month. Now, with money, let's see Sagittarius with money. Early in the month, there may be somebody who pays you a large sum of money for, it could be goods and services, it could be that they hire you, it could be that you sell something, but I just seen like a large check coming in for you early in January if you want it. So if you're trying to sell something, it would be a good time to sell something as well. If you're selling a house or a car or motorcycle or anything, you want to just put it out there. But I do see money coming in early January, and it's big money. It's not like your standard checks, not like your regular paycheck. Could also be, it could be something from a family estate, a settlement. It could also be lottery winnings, but it's like unexpected money. It feels a little bit unexpected, like you weren't expecting it. And if it's something you're selling, it's like to sell it for the price that you're expecting, that it's a price that you weren't expecting to get paid. Okay, so let's see anything else about, all right, let's move on to health for you Sagittarius. Let's see for your health. So digestion, stomach is coming up, wanting to make sure that you're taking care of yourself, you're feeling good. If there's things that you aren't communicating, a lot of times in the stomach, it's what's eating at you. So if you know that there's things that you need to clear in the air, this would be a time to do it so it doesn't blow up. Ask for somebody's permission, ask to have a conversation. Don't just spring it on them. But it is something, it feels like around communication, that if you don't get it off your chest, so to speak, I see it really creating more problems in the stomach. So just look and see, are there any incompletions of, if that thing just popped into your mind right now, it's that, right? So if there's something that just popped in your mind, it's like, oh, don't let it be that. It's probably that. So just know there's a lot of different ways to communicate. You can also sleep with it, a couple days and go, am I really supposed to communicate it? If so, then, make it easy. Bring that person across my path and give me the courage and the strength just to let it fall out of my mouth in the most appropriate way, right? So we can create and intend all day long to have these things be handled beautifully and seamlessly for us. Okay, let's move on to unexpected. The unexpected for Sagittarius. So I feel like you can get a lot more done this month than you had originally thought. And it may be that you've got family coming to visit, or maybe, one of your kids is moving back in with you and you're thinking, oh my God, I'm never going to get anything done now because they have little kids. Just there's an unexpected quality of whatever change is happening for you that it actually works out better, that it's a good thing. And what was born out of maybe a problem and you found a solution and it's kind of uncomfortable, I do think that ends up turning into something positive this month, and not something that. So that's the unexpected. The unexpected is like, oh, this is gonna be a pain in my ass. Turns out to be really like, oh, not so bad. It was good. So it's one of those like life events that originally feels like, I don't want to do that. It really turns out to be a nice thing. So little nice event there to be able to leave you with, that something distasteful turns out to be really good. All right, you guys, thank you so much for viewing and watching and liking my intuitive astrology all last year, and I hope you'll stay with me this year. Look forward to hearing from you just right below, and I look forward to connecting with you again next month. Have a great year, everybody.